Today, we celebrate the life of a man whose voice shaped the childhoods of millions around the world. You may not recognize his face, but you've definitely heard his voice. Whether it was the mischievous Meowth, the flamboyant James, or the cocky Gary Oak from the Pokémon series. This is the life story of James Carter Cathcart, also known as Jimmy Zoppi. James Carter Cathcart was born on March 8, 1954, in New Jersey, United States. From a young age, he had a deep passion for music. In high school, he played in various bands and eventually became part of the Laughing Dogs, a rock band that released 2 albums under Columbia Records in the late 1970s. Later, in the early 80s, he became the lead vocalist of his own group, the Carter Cathcart Band, and continued making music throughout his career. He also collaborated with famous musicians, including co-writing the song Remember Me with Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley, which was featured on Frehley's 1989 solo album, Trouble Walking. Jimmy's first major voiceover role was the character O.G. Reedmore on the ABC Weekend Special. That opportunity opened the door to a successful voice acting career. He would go on to voice characters in advertisements for Kit Kat, Coors Light, Good Humor, and many more. His voice acting career took off in the mid-90s with anime and animation dubs. Working with major studios like 4Kids Entertainment, Tage Productions, Media Blasters, and NYAV Post, he voiced numerous characters across genres. Jimmy Zoppi is perhaps best known for his iconic work on Pokémon. His involvement with the franchise began in the late 1990s. Over the years, he voiced Gary Oak, Ash's longtime rival, James, the flamboyant villain from Team Rocket, Meowth, the talking Pokémon with a Brooklyn accent, and Professor Oak, the wise mentor figure. He became one of the most consistent and recognizable voices in the Pokémon series. Working on both the TV show and films from 1998 to 2023. In addition to Pokémon, Cathcart contributed voices to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 2003, Sonic X as Vector the Crocodile, Yu-Gi-Oh! As Weevil Underwood, Ultimate Muscle, Tokyo Mew Mew, One Piece, and Kirby Right Back at You. In anime and animated films, he often used alternate names such as Billy Beach, Jimmy Zoppi, or Nicole Cathcart. He also worked as an ADR script adapter and voice director, expanding his influence behind the scenes. In early 2023, Jimmy announced his retirement from voice acting due to being diagnosed with an advanced form of throat cancer. Fans and colleagues across the world showed an outpouring of support and gratitude for his decades of dedication to animation. Jimmy Zoppi passed away in hospice care on July 8, 2025, in Forest Hills, New York. His legacy lives on in the thousands of hours of animated shows and films he contributed to. From villains to heroes, quirky sidekicks to wise mentors, his voice brought life, humor, and emotion to generations of fans. Jimmy was married to Martha Jacoby, a psychotherapist. Though he was known for keeping his personal life relatively private, he often expressed his love for music, performance, and creative expression. He was also an accomplished pianist and vocalist, balancing music and voice work throughout his career. While no official figures were made public, industry insiders estimate that long-term voice actors like Jimmy Zoppi, especially those who were part of major franchises like Pokémon for over 2 decades, likely earned a comfortable living through steady voice work, royalties, and music collaborations. However, he wasn't known for flaunting wealth and lived a relatively modest, private lifestyle focused on his craft. Jimmy Zoppi's voice has echoed through the lives of children and adults alike. Whether you laughed at Meowth's schemes, admired Gary Oak's swagger, or found comfort in Professor Oak's wisdom, you were hearing a part of James Carter Cathcart. Rest in peace, Jimmy. You gave your voice to some of the most cherished characters in animation history, and for that, the world will always remember you.